Peace and blessings, everybody. I'm DJ Ples Jones, and it's time for another mental health moment. And today we're going to be talking about discipline and mastery. Because most artists are waiting to feel inspired before they create. And that's exactly why they stay stuck. Let me say that again. That's exactly why they stay stuck. Because motivation is a lie. You're waiting for the perfect moment. You're waiting for the perfect mood, the perfect energy. And you tell yourself, I'll make music when inspiration hits. But here's the problem. And I need you to really hear this. Inspiration doesn't show up on your schedule. It doesn't care about your deadlines, and it doesn't pay your bills. And while you're waiting to feel ready, other artists, less talented artists, are building careers. Not because they're more gifted, but because they show up anyway. Let that sit for a second. They show up anyway. So here's what 20 years in the game has taught me. That the best artists don't rely on motivation. They build rhythm. They don't wait for inspiration. They put themselves in its way. And they don't chase talent. They master consistency. Now listen, I've worked with artists who had all the talent in the world, incredible voices, incredible production, incredible vision. And most of them, they're not making music anymore. You know why? I'll tell you exactly why. Because they're waiting to feel ready, waiting for the right moment, waiting for someone to give them permission. So let's recap. The reason why is because they are waiting to feel ready, waiting for the right moment, waiting for someone to give them permission. Meanwhile, the artists who made it, well, they're the ones who have showed up Monday through Friday, whether they feel like it or not. So let me be clear. Rhythm beats motivation every single time. Now, here's where most people completely mess this up. And I've seen this all the time, every single day. They think discipline means grinding until you burn out. They think consistency means posting every day, even when you don't have anything to say. They think mastery means suffering in silence. Man, that's not discipline. That's punishment. So let me reframe this for you. Real discipline is sustainable. It's a rhythm that you can keep up for years, not weeks. Real consistency is intentional. It's about showing up for the right thing, not just anything. And you know what? Real mastery is boring. This is the part nobody wants to hear. It is boring. It's repetition. It's doing the same thing over and over until it becomes instinct. And most artists quit before they get there. You know why? Because they're looking for a shortcut. They're looking for a hack, the next viral moment. But mastery doesn't come from virality. It comes from the work that nobody sees. Isn't that true? Let me repeat that. Because they're looking for a shortcut, the hack, the viral moment. Mastery doesn't come from virality. It comes from the work that nobody sees. So here's where you actually need to build. I'm going to break this down into 3 parts, so pay attention. First, rhythm over motivation. Stop waiting to feel inspired. Build a schedule that works for your life, not someone else's hustle porn fantasy. Maybe it's 30 minutes a day. Maybe it's 3 hours on Sunday. I don't care what it looks like as long as you can sustain it. Because a rhythm you can keep for 10 years will always beat motivation that lasts 10 days. Always. Second, consistency over talent. And that is the truth. Talent gets you started, but consistency gets what you get paid. Sorry about that. The mid-level artist who shows up every week will outlast the genius who shows up once a month, every single time. But here's the catch, and this is important. You need to be consistent at the right thing. If you don't know your identity, consistency means you're consistently confused. Think about that. You're posting every single day, but saying nothing. You're making music every week, but it doesn't sound like you. Consistency without clarity is just motion. That's all it is. It's just motion. Let that set for a minute. It's just motion. Once again, it's just motion. So before you commit to a rhythm, make sure you know what you're building and the reason why you're building it, what you actually should sound like, what makes you different. Otherwise, you're just going to get really good at being someone you're not. And the third point is mastery over virality. Of course, everyone wants to blow up, but nobody wants to put in the boring work. Let me tell you something. Mastery is not sexy. It's the same chord progressions, the same mixing techniques, the same creative process, refined over and over until it becomes instinct. It's showing up when nobody else is watching. It's doing the work that doesn't get the likes. And most artists never reach mastery because they quit the second it stops being fun. But the artists who last, well, they fall in love with the boring parts. They find rhythm in repetition. They find peace in the process. And they stop chasing validation and start chasing craft. So this week, I want you to ask yourself 3 questions. I'm serious. Ask yourself these 3 questions. 1, where have you been waiting for motivation instead of building rhythm? 2, are you being consistent at the right thing, or are you just moving without clarity? And 3, what boring work have you been avoiding because it just doesn't feel exciting? Take a second with those and really think about it. Because here's the truth. The artists who make it aren't the ones that are most talented. They're the ones who build this rhythm. They stay consistent and they master the boring parts because they're the ones who show up when nobody else is watching. And that's what this week is about. Discipline and mastery. The work that actually builds careers. Now listen, if you need the full framework, the system that keeps you grounded while you build, drop a comment that says AIB and I'll send it to you. It's a free PDF. And if you've been building alone and you're ready for real support, real community, and real accountability, and real space to process all of this, we're doing a 90-minute preview session February 18th. Link in bio. Let's build.